Today, quick look at William Barr. He's been on some of the Twitter feeds or social media, kind of rehashing how come Trump never got charges like Cohen did. And I think there's going to be more and more focus on how Trump's own Attorney General might have been working more for him than typically we would expect an Attorney General to. So here goes. Let's see what's going on with William Barr. What's going on? This is a current read, although it could get us insight into some of the things he's thinking about. But let's look at William Barr. All right, so let's start. Well, we have, just to start off with, the Firestone is here in nature, the Earthstone is here in nature, touching Earth, and the Nature Stone is in Earth, coming right off the spoke. Oh, very interesting. I have these story cubes, and some of them I haven't even used before. This is one of the ones I haven't really seen. On the top of this is the crown, and there's the seeing eye, and the triangle here can represent the president. He wanted to have the president as the king, like the kingmaker, he's known for his theories on a strong presidential force. That's part of his beliefs as he was the second term as an attorney general, and a lot of it was just for making the president strong when it was his party. But there's going to be a lot of focus on this, his king making. Can't tell what this is. Almost looks like some kind of dispenser. Sometimes I read the side of it. So he's going to get some focus on his theory of, and it's also this focus on, did he do the right thing? And then the braided ring is right here in water, both in blue water and the deep water. I think this, and it's tending more towards the blue water, and there's an ashe here, a little crystal focus, and then there's the snake bone right in between the blue water and deep water. I see this as there's going to be more focus on the potential groups or interests that backed this values of the kingmaker. And the other snake bone is over here, and it is next to the mermaid, and the mineral stone is in mineral. And mineral is everything is copacetic. It's also about stories. Stories, the hummingbird stories, the GOP ring here. I think we're going to know a lot more. And when there's two really good positions for elemental stones to be in, one is fire and fire, and the other is mineral and mineral. So when I do the reading, whose perspective is this from? Does this mean everything is good for Barr, or does this mean from our perspective we really like the outcome? I would say I'm tending towards as doing more political readings. It's easier when you're doing an individual. It's very simple. But I'm tending towards this comes into something makes it right. Like what's supposed to happen, what's supposed to come out, what we're starting to look at will help us as a country. And it's also then what values do we have? And then I think it's to the money and how, here's the mountain stone here, what is the power and how it's taking a look at it again and looking at it in other angles. Like this was created by protecting a president, and you can see the ashes go right here, directly to this story. This story is going to come home, and we're going to hear things that we haven't heard. The other funny thing in this is there's two rings here. They look like glasses to me. See them right together? And then you have two rings here, and it looks like glasses, except you have the crystal ashe. It's going to be how he used his power, because this is the genie ring. There's going to be scrutiny. This is the relationship ring, usually means a romantic relationship. He's married. He may be, it might be an uncomfortable situation for him, although I'm not sure. But anyway, there are glasses, and he's going to be facing more attention than he probably would like. And then it's on his right hand here is the microphone. He's surrendered to it. He knows he's going to be under fire. I think what he talks about, here's the gold, and it's on its side pointing at the money. He still may be talking in a way that is protective of money interests, or potentially, this is my question, I wondered, and I'm not sure that this answers it at this point, but I wondered if he'll start to spill the beans, like if there be consequences for him, and he really starts to tell more stories. So I'm not clear if he tells stories here that looks like there's some block, or he does start to talk about the money, or he's really speaking for someone else's interest in protecting them. I'm not clear. But there is a right hand here, which is an offer, and then there's a hummingbird here. So somebody's talking, maybe more than one. There's more disclosures. There's going to be more scrutiny. There's the heart here and the sacred wisdom. This is the type of information that will come out that will inspire people to be interested in what government, what are our values, what should the role of the president be, what's the role of money in these groups, should the president be quote quote above the law and not able to face any consequences. So it's a really interesting read. I think he's going to be a bit under fire. I think he's getting ready for it because he's surrendered, and he probably, to the degree that he could, he's probably covered his hands, has washed his fingerprints off everything he can to protect himself. So again, this is scrutiny, I believe, again, on a transformational story, looking at the use of power and when it's misused. And this is going to have an impact on public opinion. And it's going to change that, I would call this, in this picture, almost the Overton window. It's the range of what people accept in politics. That with this sunshine, with this story, there's going to be something about what feels right or is right. Oh, goodness, I have two microphones. One is here and one is here. Someone else is talking, maybe a woman, about the role. He is going to be a little bit under the hot seat, I think. So Firestone in nature, just to go back a bit, it's a time of transformation, maybe of our vision, our values, or it can be for individual person, chaotic. And the Pearl of Fire is like a doubling of the fire energy. This can mean more ancestors, and this can mean more personal. So I think this affects his feeling of home, who his friends are, and from nature, which is a bit chaotic, and he's trying to find home. But the nature stone is here. I think this is really a disclosure of who he is, what he did try. The left hand is usually to receive. Here's the key. Here's the conch shell. Here's justice. There may be lots of other evidence or recordings of things that have happened. This has represented the DOJ, this little purple cube as an organization, and here is a tree. We're still facing basically what he planted. We're facing what he built and what he planted, and it's interesting because on this side, oh, the castle again, the king, kind of a trap, and then letter. Yeah, the roots and the leaves and wherever we see in the seasons, like we're still dealing with, I'm sure Merrick Garland, we're still dealing with a DOJ that was managed by the kingmaker, or you could call him the cover-up man, so to speak, too. So things should get interesting. Other than William Barr is probably ready for this. He knows he might face some hot seats. I think it's going to be a lot more scrutiny than he thought, and possibly he didn't really cover up things as well as he might have wanted to. Well, that's it for today. We'll have a quick look at William Barr.